Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters, and I just noticed something very interesting. Other than the fact that we do have two extremely awesome players in here, of course. Let's introduce them first. It is going to be HerO up the top right side of the map. He is, of course, he looks very dangerous in his Liquipedia picture, man. He looks He looks dangerous for an Asian dude. I don't know if I'm being a bit racist saying that, but he looks dangerous. Yeah, that's sort of dangerous. So, yeah. Anyway, he is from South Korea, and he plays for Team Liquid, and he's pretty awesome. So, yes, and up the top left side, it is going to be Mr. Polt. He, of course, plays for the CM Storm. Sponsored by CM Storm. He keeps saying he's playing for CM Storm. I don't know if they're a team or just a sponsor or something, or what the hell he's doing. But anyway, he's out there and he's playing games. He's doing some awesome stuff. So yeah, he's pretty good. So anyway, the thing I noticed, which I really noticed, is a little bit on here, but mostly on here, is they've done some great terrain on. This is on ultra settings on my graphics, so you can see a lot of the, we'll just highlight off there, but you can see a lot of the textures on this. I keep pressing Alt and it keeps highlighting anyway. There we go. So you can see a lot of the textures on top of the thing. They look pretty good. There's a lot of textures on the sides here as well. Looks beautiful. There we go. But the Protoss, on the other hand, it's very shiny. It's very smooth. There's not a lot of those beautiful gritty textures. A little bit like down here, sort of, but not so much. It's like way too shiny. And I know the Protoss is supposed to be really shiny and stuff like that, but I mean, come on, how many worlds has you probably lugged that Nexus around on? Probably a couple of hundred, maybe a couple of thousand by now. Just keeps landing it. I mean, they don't have unlimited resources. They probably just pull the damn thing up after the battle's won. So, I mean, does anybody else ever think about stuff like that? Just me? It's, but yeah, that thing should be scarred all over the place, man. That thing should be really messed up. I mean, because obviously they can't repair their buildings, because if they could repair their buildings, you'd be able to do it in-game. It's not like there's a special repair bot who's too fat and lazy to actually go down to the planet. Like, they try and warp him in and the warp fails or something like that, and he's the only one who can repair. I mean, that's kind of gay. This thing looks very sweet on ultra settings, man. That thing looks pretty sweet. The little fire at the back, really beautiful. It's actually off the edge of the screen, so I can't scroll that far. It's still on follow mode, but yeah, look at that guy, man. Very awesome. I can't scroll in any further either, but he's looking very nice. And the Mothership Core is doing a very good job of keeping away though, but there you go. That's what's going to happen. We look at there, we can see they're both going for the expansion. Both very early, both finishing it off at exactly the same time. Stalker comes out, Reaper goes bye-bye. He may go around again, try and get in from another angle, but if he does, then he's probably going to get shot in the ass once again. So, a bit unfortunate for him, but HerO is going for a fast Robo Bay off a single gate. Yes, off a single gate. So maybe seeing Fast Immortal coming out here. Fast Immortal versus Terran, not a bad play. You can assume they can get at least one or two Marauders, and maybe they'll get out a bunch of, whatchamacallits, a bunch of Hellions and stuff like that. Although I guess we don't really see a lot of Hellion play versus Protoss. You see it some every now and then, but the fact is Stalkers are so good versus Hellions that it's not all that good of a play to actually go for Hellions, because they could get easily owned by one of the very first units that the Protoss can get. Oh, look at that. Blood splatter effects on high definition. That was beautiful. We're not going to go back and rewatch that as much as I would like to, but if I get a reputation for going back and rewatching all the blood splatter effects, then somebody is going to be pissed off at me. There'll be like some parents association for video game violence, and there'll be a picture of me up in some court case or something like that, glorifying violence, and yeah, I don't know. It's just not something. It's better just to be safe, just to not do it. There we go. Maybe we should just all play Protoss, because I think they don't have any blood, I don't think. Oh, they've got like blue blood, so it's like alien blood, which is fine. I mean, alien blood doesn't desensitize kids and stuff like that. I think you could probably chop up an alien with like a scalpel or something like that. It's probably fine, but I don't know, you're just like stabbing a human being and there's like blood everywhere, and then, you know, that's bad news. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on to a bit of a jollier subject, which is pretty much anything at this point. But yeah, we've got a lot of Marines coming out for Polt. He's got a very, very decent Marine count at the moment. We're going straight up to a robotics bay for HerO, so he's going into the Colossus as hard as he can, and he's building another couple of gateways as well, so he actually has some potential for actually doing stuff involving ground units, because of course you can't really do much off one gate. But then again, it's more a case of, I'd be flabbergasted if he wasn't building the gateway. It's more that we should be commentating on the fact that he did build them, because it's kind of like, yeah, well, duh. So, yes. I gotta say, saying that word duh, that's gotta be, I don't know. I reckon that's one of those words where you say it if you want to look stupid. I mean, even if you're a smart as all hell, really, really smart guy, and you're just saying that to make a point or make some sort of sarcastic reference, it still lowers your intelligence. You still sound like a dumbass when you say it. Even when everybody knows what you're talking about, as in complete agreement with you, just allowing that word to escape your lips instantly lowers your IQ. It doesn't matter what the context is. If you say dirt, you sound stupider. So there we go, fun fact for the day. And of course that's why I'm not going to be repeating it at all. We got to jump in here. We got to drop, oh, triple zealot, as well as some other warps in. Oh, almost gets a couple of these guys. Very, very close. And here we go, the warp prism dropping down. Oh, had a chance. Didn't want to drop down there for some reason. Decides to drop down here instead, take out the third base. And yeah, those zealots are going to have to run for it. They don't have enough right there. The warp prism runs for it. Oh, actually got close enough where Polt felt like he had to cancel it. I was surprised. I thought he could have let that go, but I guess it does take a long time to kill zealots. They're quite beefy, so potentially that thing could have gone down. So had to cancel it. Lost 100 minerals. Not going to be happy about that, but he's still pretty fine. And let's have a look at the rest of the stats in this game. They're pretty even on the army count. HerO's got 2 more workers, 5 less supply, so he's a little bit behind on the army, but that's not really anything worth talking about, especially since he does have a Colossus out. And Colossus are big tech. And meanwhile, I do believe that this is Polt's first, no, it's his second starport. What am I talking about? So that is his second starport, so he is really getting into it. So tech-wise, he's fine then. Tech-wise, he's got what he needs to get. And let's have a look at the upgrades for a second. We do have 1 weapons and 1 armor, but not for the same player. And they're each finishing off the other thing right here. So they're doing pretty good. Obviously, HerO a little bit ahead. He's getting some nice upgrades as well. Zealot legs, extended thermal lance. He does have blink as well. Very, very nice. But of course, Mr. Polt has all of the ground upgrades for his triple M that he needs, other than Marauder Slow, which I assume he will be getting at some point. I don't know, I think he just forgot about it at this point, but that's fine. I mean, Marauder Slow, definitely the least useful out of all 3, mainly because you're not going to have a ton of Marauders. It's mainly going to be Marines, and secondly, in Stim, by far the best upgrade, and giving the Marines 10 extra health, really, really awesome. Here we go, knocking down the walls. So obviously he's got a funny feeling, and there is that funny feeling. Get the Colossus up nice and close. There's no Vikings for you to worry about yet, but maybe HerO doesn't know that. Maybe he doesn't want to expose his Colossus too close to the rock pile. But here we go, a bunch of Blink Stalkers. If they blink too far to chase the factory, these guys could definitely take advantage of them. He's going to be blinking out of there, so great job. He obviously realized there was a danger in blinking in to chase after the factory, and he did a great job not to blink in, just to save his blink for getting away. Is he got blink up now? Doesn't matter, the factory has gone down. And we've got a scan. He's actually blinking into the army. Not the best of jobs, but he did have the Colossus right on his heels, so I guess he felt okay blinking in because he knew that reinforcements would be right behind him. So beautiful stuff. Protoss going for 2-2. Terran going for only 2 weapons, but he has got some shit weapons as well. I said ship weapons, not what you thought I said. And yeah, it's got a lot of Vikings actually, man. This guy does not ship around when getting the anti-air, getting the anti-Colossus. I don't know how that makes sense, but anyway, one Marine, man, one single Marine, blinks up. They must have seen enough of the top of this ramp for this guy to blink up to the top, and boom. Yes, that was impressive-ish. So anyway, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Both players doing pretty well. Polt has pulled ahead a little bit on the worker count. However, HerO is still building workers, so should be fine. We got the mass Colossus here. We got the mass Viking though, and this Viking force is very large. I don't think HerO is actually prepared for this many Vikings. I think he could actually take a bit of a nosedive here. Storm is not ready yet, and without Storm, I think that Polt definitely has the advantage here. Not a lot of ground forces, but that might actually be the sticking point right here. There's a fair amount of Zealots and Stalkers, and not that very ground units. So I think just ground to ground, ignore the Colossus, that HerO might actually have the advantage right here. So, oh, that is why there's not many ground units. Polt, you crazy bastard. Look at this beautiful thing. You've got a couple of tech buildings right here. I think they were important, but I'm not sure. He hasn't got the cyber core, the robotics base, so not extremely important, but I'm sure he probably misses them. One Colossus looks like it did go down with that main engagement right there, but how much has he lost? He's down to 49 workers, under 68, so lost his Nexus as well, and I think probably these must have been Forges. Must have been Forges because, yeah, he's only got one armor. Managed to get 2 weapons, but the 2 armor did get cancelled there. And that is not going to be a good thing. Actually moving out to try and intercept, man. I don't know what the hell those Colossus are doing, but they're way out in no man's land. Just a stray Viking could have just shredded those guys. I think he was meaning to send the Blink Stalkers, and he accidentally sent the wrong control group or something. Sent the Colossus and the Sentries. Oh, man. It's funny until it's tragic. And we're very lucky, HerO's very lucky, that it did not turn tragic right there. So, good stuff. And now he's going to try and get his forces together. Blink is on the field. He's got a few High Templars out. And if we go into a single major engagement, that is going to be very, very good news for HerO. We've got a bunch of medevacs. These guys looking pretty good. They're just about to be 2-2. And yeah, HerO, of course, with his level 2 armor got cancelled. He's going to have to go for that once again. So that pretty much evens him up on the upgrades, or actually way far behind, because level 2 armor for the Terran is almost finished, whereas HerO only just beginning it. So definitely push that upgrade quite far back. And now Polt is Polt is trying to take map control right here. He's trying to get his 4th base out and just keep it out. Keep it looking good. Keep it from getting molested. And at the same time, leaving a Marine over there just to look after this area. Just to make sure there's not a 4th base going down. But that Marine did get taken out. So it's going to be a good guess that HerO is going for a 4th base very, very soon. And we actually saw the silhouette right there of it being built. So beautiful stuff right there. And taking out that watchtower, a very good thing. He's probably going to take out the other one as well when he can. We've got another command center going down there. That's going to be a planetary protecting this central pass. So he can't sneak down the ramp and go across to this 4th base with that planetary there. And that's great. And here we go, a bunch of dropships coming down. The DT is actually going to see it. Oh, and Polt is suddenly, he must realize there's a DT right there. He must have seen that. He scouts this, and he sees all these sort of guys, but DT's on the map is going to be something big, and yeah, HerO has to make this work right here. He's, another drop going down there. Some storms on these forces, but so much drops going down, and the main force coming in here. HerO pulling the main Colossus back to go down there, and he's leaving his storms to take out the main force, but there's just so many Triple M, so much Triple M I should say, in this force. And these guys actually pushed away by some excellent, excellent storms from HerO. So doing very, very well to just not completely fold under that attack. I thought that may have been over right there, but yeah, I mean, HerO did a great job. I thought it was going down when he pulled the Colossus off to defend against this force, but the storms on the main force just knocked him back so hard. And please tell me he did not lose level 2 upgrades again. Please tell me he did not do that. He's still at 1 armor. Oh man, the Forges got knocked down again. That is the craziest just knocking down his forges, denying his upgrades. And HerO, man, that's got to be very, very upsetting, because 3-3 is just about done for our Terran player, and he's even got 2 weapons for the Vikings, so the upgrade advantage, it's not that HerO has been slack, it's just his forges have been denied again and again. And HerO, man, this is going to be a deciding factor in this game. I feel like he's already behind on the workers. He's caught up a bit, but there we go, going down here, blinking in his Stalkers, hoping to get some nice Viking shots, but there's just so many Vikings, I don't feel like he can take them all out. The Colossus doing a great job, and the Storms is really actually starting to work down Polt's army. The Viking's going to come back in, and he picks an excellent time. Look at the beautiful blink from the Stalkers. The Vikings all going down. The Zealots are starting to look a little bit thin, but the Storms are doing a great job. And HerO in that one engagement is coming back into this game in a major way. It was an excellent battle, and he really did come out ahead in here. He's going to push his advantage. Polt will have the reinforcement advantage, and eventually HerO is going to have to back out here. But he's out there. He's showing that he is not afraid of Polt, that he can make it happen in the army, and he's doing a great job. Upgrades don't matter to him, man. He's just got the superior micro, the superior strategy, and he really showed it right there. He really, really showed it. And I don't know if he can really make anything happen there. He's looking very, very battered, and Polt is putting a lot into getting his numbers back up again. He's shooting up the unit supply scale. HerO wants to make something happen, though. He wants to make some economic damage happen at this point, but I don't know, sticking around, it seems like a bit of a mistake. And now the Colossus one goes down. The Viking's going to be taking out another one. The Stalker's not quite in range, and these guys coming around the backside to try and flank. All the Colossus go down, so some nice Viking work. And a pincer attack by Polt, really shredding that army and losing those 3 or 4 Colossus. Really, really quite devastating from HerO. He may just have the chance to actually make something happen, but no, eventually he just goes down. He's trying his very best here, but he maybe should have just backed off and just regrouped his forces yet, because he lost a lot of very expensive units in that second engagement. Going through this gap, he lost so much, and now I'm not sure. He did kill, actually, it looks like he killed a lot of workers there. He must have killed a lot of workers there, sending his Zealots in. So I guess I was focusing on the Colossus, but the workers must have done a ton of damage, because they really chopped those worker numbers down. And I guess both players are down to the wire in terms of the resources. So HerO, I don't know, maybe that second attack wasn't such a bad idea after all, because he definitely killed a lot of workers. He's finally got his 3 weapons and 2 armor, so now he's just getting 3 armor. And all he has to do is play the trading game right now. If he plays the trading game, then he is going to win, because he's got the better economy. And we know he can trade preferentially right here. We saw that before in the first battle. It was a great trade. But that was when he had a lot of Colossus. He does not have a lot of Colossus right now. He needs to be building them up. He needs perhaps a second robo facility. But then again, his minerals are fairly constrained at the moment. So I don't know if he can continually produce off 2 robotics facilities and still keep his ground forces coming out. Maybe it's just not possible. Oh, the stim coming in. They're hoping to get the High Templar. Moving in, trying to buy the other guys some time. Oh, 2, 3. Those guys had full energy as well. That is massive. Absolutely massive. So many potential storms just got taken out there. And going to try and take out some of these forces up the backside. Doing a pretty good job. And taking out a Ghost would be a very, very nice prize. But the Marauders actually staying back to protect the Ghost. However, Zealots with speed, man, all over this army, doing a great job. And sees the Vikings, though, so decides to back up a little bit. He does not have the Stalker numbers to deal with that many Vikings. And putting Storms on the Vikings, I just do not know, man. I don't think he's got enough Storms for that, because he still wants to save his Storms for this force. So definitely getting Stalkers has got to be a major priority for HerO right now. Beautiful Storm coming down. They're actually doing quite a lot of damage to the Marauders. Those guys really getting messed up. More High Templars over there, going to be going for a storm. Is there enough units there to storm? Maybe not. But, alright, beautiful stuff right there. I think he's forgotten about this guy. This guy's in a beautiful position to storm right here. But he obviously wants to flank with his main army. Maybe get some Colossus on the high ground. How many Stalkers does he have? 7. You need more than that to deal with the Vikings. He needs to get a lot more, but he's totally capped on the minerals, man. Barely able to produce any units at all. Trying for a Dark Templar. That's not going to last him very long. Even without the scans, there is already a Raven over there. And there goes the DT. It's almost did something, but not quite. Here we go. The Blink Stalkers are out on the field. Hoping to get down the Vikings, but the Blink Stalkers are way out in front of the main army. Is there a main army? I don't feel like there's anything left right here. I feel like HerO has just been shunted down. He's got almost nothing left, and he has not been trading preferentially right here. Polt has just got at a massive Marine Marauder force. He's been getting out a lot of nice EMPs, I guess. I mean, the storm's been coming down, but Polt has just pushed it. He's pushed it hard, and the Vikings, man, there was nothing, absolutely nothing standing between them and the Colossus. The Colossus all went down like an absolute ton of bricks, and they did not get the damage out they needed. So this should have been shredded by Colossus, but HerO just could not make it work. He made it work in the first game. He had in the first main attack, he had a great position, and his Blink Stalkers did a great job versus the Vikings. Not so here. Polt made it so that the Vikings got a beautiful spread off on the Colossus, and the Stalkers just could do nothing about it. They tried to blink within Viking range, and they ended up right in the sights of the Marine Marauder, and that's exactly what HerO did not want to happen. The Stalkers got shredded, the Colossus went down, and most of the Marine Marauder army survived. And it was not good. It was just not good. And the funny thing is that his low ground was actually the advantageous position right there. I don't know if it was just basically this tunnel. He just needed a block. He put his guys nice and close. He put the Vikings above the block. There was nowhere for the Stalkers to hit the Vikings. And there was nowhere. I mean, if they're back on the top of the ramp, that's too far away. You got to be down around this area. And that area was full of Triple M. So he did a fantastic job of setting that up, Polt did. And in the end, it got him the victory. So congratulations for a beautiful, beautiful played battle right there, showing that he is he can do his micro. He is definitely up there in terms of the micro, and gotta say, good job to him. So anyway, that has been this Daily Masters for today. Congratulations to Polt for a beautiful victory, and thank you very much for watching this game. This has been HerO Muppet. I hope you enjoyed it.